Hey guys, Rockin' Robbo here with some more Hero Colosseum. This time I've got a trio of matches versus War Eagle here, also known as Sensei Freebird. He actually just challenged me sort of when I was in Conton City, so I was just trying out a Universe 7 Tournament of Power deck. I hadn't really put the best skills on Android 17, I believe. I usually make him just solely focused on reducing the enemy ultimate gauge, so he'll have an ET, I think, turn down, ultimate gauge down turn 3 and turn 4 usually, to prevent those, but it's not a bad deck. It's very quick when I run sort of Android 17 and that blue Jita, because it's the fast version, and it does hit pretty hard. Unfortunately, Android 17 here dies this turn, so regardless if I'd put the right skills on him or not, he'd still be dead. But my opponent hasn't got fully leveled figures, but he does have 01 skills sitting on that Broly, and I believe it's the speed version, if I remember correctly. I'm sorry, I can't remember too much because it was last week and lots happened since then, so... No, it was good 3 games. The last one certainly was interesting. But for now, we'll focus on the current one. Now, this Universe 7 deck doesn't actually exist anymore because it did okay, but it wasn't particularly fun to use. So that's the thing with me. My decks last sort of like a dozen games and then I get rid of them. Which is usually the amount of time it takes to make a video. Like, for example, the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta one I made a while ago, on using him, I used that deck for about 10 games, and I found one game that was actually worth recording, where he was actually relevant in it. That was actually something I wanted to ask you guys about as well, now that I think about it. Do you like that I test out all these decks on sort of online? I don't actually test these against the free battles at all, but would you want to watch me battle the free battles and then just explain my decisions on each figure whilst that battle's going on, or do you prefer it if I'm battling a person online and then talking over my strategy in game rather than talking about why I've put those figures for the deck? Or would you like both? I don't know. Say below, because I mean, it just helps me not only sort of give you the sorts of videos you want to see, but just helps me know whether you like more info on why I've picked certain things like the figures, why I've picked the skills, or whether you just enjoy watching my battles against online people. But anyway, as expected, Android 17's dead. I didn't actually expect Gotenks to take him down. I thought he might have been able to tank it, even though that is the damage Gotenks. But unfortunately no, and that means that my master's taken some damage. But I've taken down his Vados, so that was, in my book, a fair trade. Yes, I'd lost some health and 17, but I'd taken down Vados, so I simply threw Goku down there because I wanted to boost the damage, I think, as much as anything on Vegeta. And I knew that he'd be able to take anything really that went down the centre against him, whereas Frieza might have struggled to get a kill and would have been probably blown away in response against that blue Goku. He is unfortunately going to get some nasty damage on my master here with Gotenks, because Gotenks is just one of the hardest hitting figures when it's got his ability active. Especially when he's got those boosts, and he's got a boost from Blue Goku, so... But I am going to kill Videl and his Blue Goku, because I think I still will outspeed. Simply because that Vegeta's got 5,500 speed. Quite an underrated version of him, I think. A lot of people tend to use the damage version of the new Blue Vegeta, but I prefer the speed one. You can still do plenty of damage with the speed version. I suppose the damage version is good if you're running a slow deck, which I tend to do in general, so I suppose I should based on my playstyle, I'll be using that one more. But bye-bye, Vidal. Don't matter how much defense you got, you ain't surviving that. This does unfortunately give him his ultimate gauge, and I do not have anything to lower it in this deck. And as well as I've played up to this point, next turn I'm going to be a bit of an idiot. I actually got him quite low on health here because Ultimate Gohan is a beast. I do enjoy using Ultimate Gohan. There are some super rare figures that are very viable, and he is one of them, just because of his sheer damage. Gotenks probably going to do about 6,000 here. Oh wow, 8,500, sorry. I'm so used to seeing my Gotenks, the health one, do it. Anyway, the unfortunate thing here is where Broly will come in, because he's got 01 skills. Now, for some reason, I thought that the Broly he had was going to do more than 11,317 damage. Because, I don't know, I think for some reason at that moment, I believe that I had a strong suspicion that his attack would get tripled or something, because instead of doing the smart thing and just throwing Frieza in alone down the center, which would have meant I'd have survived and killed Broly, I put all three of these in trying to outspeed him, because I thought that Broly was going to one-shot me. Obviously with his high speed, it's next to impossible for me to actually outspeed him, because that will be at about 14,700, something like that I think his speed, which even with all my speed boosts I can't match. Actually it'll be a little lower than that, because Gohan will take a little off him. So yeah, I really blew it this game. I literally threw this game. I could not have thrown it any harder than I did, because I should have won. All I had to do right here was put down Frieza, and I'd have won and lived. Unfortunately, Broly is going to outspeed me and blow away my three figures, and I think about 10,900 of my health is what he did. But I felt so stupid after doing this, because I should have won. There was no reason for me to lose this game at this point, especially against somebody who didn't have very charged figures. So I lost it here. Nothing I could do. Oh, by the by the way, I remember the thanks to anyone who's watched the update video. I appreciate that, and shout out to Son Santana who actually commented on there. But I know in that video I said the next video I would upload would be the Idiot's Guide to Bloodborne, which would be a funny little thing, but unfortunately there was a slight problem with that. I started playing Bloodborne again and realised that I got crap at the game, so I'm actually currently playing through Bloodborne again to get good at the game, and then the Idiot's Guide to Bloodborne will start. So until then you'll have to make do with some more Hero Colosseum gameplay, which I know you'll all be so sorry about, but anyway, here we go. Here's some further proof of my idiocy. I have lost this game through a simple mistake that I made. But that is the way it goes sometimes. Oh, and I got the Spirit Bomb, just to spite me. Thank you, Mr. Spirit Bomb. I hate you with all of my hate. Literally, I don't think I hate anything more than the Spirit Bomb. It just needs to go away. So, GG, Eagle, you got me in this one. So, I wanted a rematch, and I was about to message him just after this finished. But Eagle actually messaged me again asking if I wanted another battle, so I said yeah, because I wanted to get some payback for this loss. So we will jump into that game right now. And here we are. This time around I'm using a more serious deck. I'm using my super defensive deck with Vados, Whis, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Vegito and Zamasu, I believe. Oh no. Nope, sorry. That wasn't the deck I used. I was using my Beerus deck, okay. He came back with something pretty similar, I think, was it? Yeah, near enough the same, just Zamasu's in there. So my usual strategy with this was Whis, Goku and Beerus. Whis and Goku there to make sure Beerus doesn't die, basically. And Beerus would just blow up anything he's against. But I was actually worried about Beerus dying this turn, because he's face to face with the Gotenks. Now, Beerus doesn't have the best defense. He does have a lot of health, and I have got the 30% from Whis and the 10% from the damage on Goku, which made me fairly confident that Beerus could live this, and he would easily kill Gotenks because he's only got about 5,000 health. And I was pretty confident that Goku would be able to take out Merge Zamasu, since he's got a significant amount more attack than Zamasu has defense, but there is the Vados to take in mind, so can we just... There's got to be a mod out there that I can just use to break Spirit Bomb so it doesn't exist anymore. Can somebody do that? Can someone hack the game and do that for me so that I don't have to deal with the Spirit Bomb's ball anymore? So, up second skills all pop, which is basically what's going to keep Beerus alive with that extra 700 defense I believe he has. I do like this deck. I don't tend to keep decks around for very long, but this one has survived when a lot of others have been broken down. Reason being, it just works so well and it's so fun to use. Especially since I'm not using Vados for a deck and I'm proving that the cards are quite hard to kill, so it's just quite fun doing that. Also, Vegito is a very deadly figure in this deck. I sometimes double up behind Beerus with Vegito on the first turn, depending upon what my opponent runs. Because sometimes when they predict the Beerus is going down, they double up on that side. Because Beerus can't take 2 attacks. He also took that very well. I know it's not a fully leveled Gotenks, but he still took that incredibly well on the chin. That really didn't matter to me. Whis and Vados can just keep punching each other all day long for all I care. Yeah, that defense, or the attack debuff from Vados saved Zamasu there, but it's not going to save Gotenks. Only just though. Gotenks have been fully leveled, that would have been very close to not killing. So he's going to buff his speed with Zamasu. I'm not sure what he's going to do next. It doesn't really matter to me, so I just leave everything as it is, because he's not going to kill anything unless he starts doubling up. And he doesn't really have much in the way of backliners apart from Goku. I didn't quite understand what the plan was this turn, running Zamasu alone, because there's no way he could survive from getting hit by Goku this turn. He doesn't have the defense to. Now, if he'd had 0-1 skills on the Zamasu, say like the plus 700 to each stat, double his attack and double his defense, he might have actually lived. That's actually something I'm planning to run in the future, going with a Merge Zamasu deck. It would probably involve a lot of debuffing figures as well. So, sorry. This Whis does actually hit quite nicely, which when you look at all the health he has is pretty damn impressive, really. Goku's wiped out Zamasu, and Beerus is going to absolutely annihilate his master. Yeah, nice 6,200 there on the damage score. I like Beerus, I really do like Beerus, he's such a good figure. I really hope that when the next batch of figures come out, a figure comes out that allows Beerus to become a better pick than Vados, because basically that's what you're deciding. You're looking at that square and saying, I don't want Vados. I mean, you can say I don't want Ultra Instinct Goku, but you can kind of put him anywhere and he'll do a good job for you. But like, I just want Beerus to be up there, considered as a top pick in certain decks. So I just went for this because I knew that it didn't matter what he put down the middle, Gogeta would live. And I really wanted to see his ultimate. That was the reason I did it, and I don't even... Did I even have it? I don't know if I did. I might have blown that. So he obviously outspeeds. That's no big deal, because I have up second skills on Gogeta. And I sort of do minus 20% of their damage, so... Doesn't really bother me. Yeah, like I say, I don't know what I was thinking. I saw the ultimate gauge thing pop up, I think. No. I know what it was. I was expecting the Broly to come in and ult, like he did last game. That's what it was. I was expecting him to do that, and I put Gogeta down, since he was potentially the only one who might have been able to survive. That's what it was. I remember. I remember now. So credit to him, because he obviously predicted that I would expect him to do the same thing again. I was actually surprised Gogeta survived that, so he's going to get the kill on Blue... No, he's not. Okay, he didn't do anywhere near as much damage, even with the Vados down. And a counter-attack won't be enough to finish it either. I actually really ballsed that up this turn. Like, seriously, I could not have made a bigger cock-up. Didn't matter, though. He's now not got his ultimate. I've still got all 5 of my figures, so I just go back to pretty much my basic formation. I think I put Vegito down instead, though, since Beerus is weakened. I wanted to go through without losing any figures. So that's the reasoning I went for that. He actually doubled up on my Whis. He was, I'm guessing, expecting Whis to come back out and knew that Goku couldn't take any hits. So that was a good play. My opponent was a good player. Said he'd only been playing for like a week or so, I think. So, good player. Good strategic player, and hope to play Freebird a bit more in the future. The thing with this deck is it does draw out games a bit, because it doesn't hit quite as hard as some other decks, but it's kind of just sort of designed to outlast your opponent. Why does the Spirit Bomb have a counter? It's apparently more dependent on if you're losing or not. So why is there a counter? Why not just have it so that when you start losing, you Spirit Bomb their ass? Or whoever's losing on turn 4, they get the Spirit Bomb, and then the other person gets the Spirit Bomb next turn. It just doesn't make sense to me to put a counter there. It's a waste of time. So Vegeto's easily lived Broly's attack. He'll kill Broly. Goku will finish off his master. Whis won't quite kill Vados. I actually got my ultimate as well, which was a bit sad, so I'd like to have used it next turn. That game ended up being a lot closer than it probably should have been, although, like I say, Freebird outplayed me quite a bit on that turn when he got his ultimate. Like, seriously, he out-predicted me like crazy then. Or maybe he just assumed that... It's probably on me a bit. I saw his lower level and I didn't expect him to be quite so strategic, maybe. I don't know. It was still a good move by him to predict that I'd actually assume he'd do the same thing again. Also, Vados is dead. Not that it matters, because Goku's about to blow the Master away. So that was the second match. It was a good game. Very close. Once again, I was about the message asking for the rubber match, basically, since we were at 1 apiece. He did the same, or he beat me to the punch. People are very quick at messaging on PS4, I don't get it. I'm not, but let's go into the next game. So, the final match is here. Pepper versus Sensei Freebird in the rubber match. So, for this one, I pulled out all the stops, since... He'd actually said himself, we'll make it the rubber match, basically, so I wasn't going to hold back. I went with... What deck did I go with? I didn't go with my Trolley Tapion deck. I was tempted to do that, but I went with a top tier deck, and he actually messaged me saying he was going with a deck his girlfriend used. And that apparently she gained a lot of luck and was getting wins with it, so I was interested to see what it was, and as you're about to see, you're going to wonder, just like I did, how on earth she managed to get any wins with it. Oh wow, I went with my Champa Videl Vegito deck. Yeah, that's the team that came out. So I had actually really pulled out all the stops for this last match. On paper, that's not a bad team, it's just not very well leveled. So I went with the typical Vegito Videl Champa start. Like I say, I obviously pulled out all the stops for this match. I didn't want to take any chances that I wouldn't be able to win this one. So I've even got the Broly there for the extra speed, and the Jiren as the 0-1 skill. This is one of my main decks. I only pull it out when I'm like really serious. If you see me using a lot of my decks, most of the time they're sort of, well, this is a bit of fun, we'll just go with this for a game or two. But no, this along with my Goku, Beerus and Co deck, they're two of my main ones. So credit to Freebird, he made me use two of what I consider my best decks. So, but yeah, this is going to be a very painful first turn for him, because this deck is very fast. And everything on the field right now hits very, very hard. And his figures all have very low health. Yay! Spirit Bomb counter that's completely pointless. So I outspeed. Don't have a particularly high speed in this deck. I should probably swap out the Champas and go for the other one, but I like having the health one up front. So Vegito is going to go next and go all Boo Saga on Buuhan and just absolutely blow him away. Next it's going to be Videl, who's going to knee Android 17 in the crotch and kill him. And then finally Beerus is going to just blow Videl away, since he's a god of destruction. And she's just a chick in a swimsuit. So yeah, painful first turn for him, which has led to him losing 3 figures. Also his ultimate gauge has gone down, so he doesn't get his ultimate even if he could go first. I actually didn't want to go for any risk, I just put my 3 speediest figures down basically. Just like, we're going first and we're gonna blow all your crap to shit. Like I say, I don't understand how his girl got any success with this deck, really. It's interesting, there's some interesting elements in there, but I don't see how it would win. So, this is basically GG. There's nothing that's going to stop me from blowing away his 2 figures right here. So, it was fun playing the guy. Hope to play him again soon in the future, maybe when he's got a bit more experience and some better leveled up figures. But it was a lot of fun. Just a challenge out of the blue. Kind of made me feel a bit better because I was still feeling a bit shitty at the time over my tooth. So I think that's what really made me want to use the best decks and beat him. Because I was just like, I am not in the mood for this ball right now. So yeah, he kind of got on the receiving end of my irritation, frustration, tiredness, all of that really. But great opponent, sporting to the end, and I've got to give him a huge amount of credit for that, because a lot of people in this situation either rage quit or bitch, so full credit. So massive shout out to my opponent here, great sport, could become a very good player in the game with a bit more experience as well, so but, here we go. We're actually going to go the whole battle without taking any damage as well. I don't think I've ever done that, even against lower players when I've used the super rare deck. But anyway, that is it, basically. I'd like to thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this trio of battles. If you did, please hit like button and subscribe for more of my Hero Colosseum battles in the future. and I shall see you all next time.